Hi, my name is Tom Reid. I'm the founder and CEO of Certified Contracting Solutions. And I'm here to talk to you tonight about a very important aspect of government contracting that pertains to the termination for convenience of a government contract. Now, it's well established in government contracting that the government reserves to itself the right to terminate a contract for convenience. Effectively, this means that if the government no longer needs the goods or services that are being offered, they will simply walk away from the contract. Now, it's not quite that simple, in the sense that they are required to pay for the cost you have incurred up to the point of termination. Now, there's no equal to this in the commercial sector. If you're used to commercial contracting and someone walks away from a contract, in fact, you can recover from them damages which would have put you in the same place you would have been had the contract been fully performed. It's not the way it works with the government. You only get paid up to the point of termination. And as a result, there's many things that you must pay attention to in order not to come out short if your contract is terminated. When a contractor receives a notice of termination, there are several things that they must do. You must act with great speed, and if you don't, and if perhaps you don't act in a reasonable manner, you could find yourself responsible for costs for which the government will not reimburse you. If you receive a notice of termination for convenience, you should first alert your management team and the project office. Now, this includes human resources. Why? Well, they will immediately need information to know what to do with the people who will be coming off of this contract. Accounting is another significant part of management that we'll need to know, because they will be required to open up new charge numbers. The reason for this is that a termination for convenience is considered an extraordinary contractual event. Effectively, a termination for convenience stops the contract and in legal terms discharges it. In government contract terms, it is now physically complete, meaning there's no more work that will be done on it. Accounting needs to set up these new charge numbers because all of the costs associated with the termination are to be included in a termination settlement proposal to the government. The next thing you should do is to alert all subcontractors and exercise the termination clause that you so wisely included in their subcontracts. Now, this is not a mandatory flowdown, and so it's very important that you pay attention to this in establishing your boilerplate for your subcontractors. If you don't, it's a serious oversight and again could end up causing costs to you that are not recoverable against the government. The government will expect you to acknowledge their termination notice to you and promptly inform them of current funding levels and the expected need for further funding throughout the termination process. So clearly you have to get your estimators on board and get them working very quickly to come up with good numbers. Now, the regulations give you a full year to submit your proposal, and in fact that can be extended if the contracting officer allows it. However, if you are under a cost-type contract, you are only allowed to vouch your costs for 6 more months. And that means if you are extending the time period beyond that 6 months, you could be working with no payment from the government. If you're under a fixed-price contract, you may not recover anything until the termination settlement is finally concluded. So it's very important that you get the work done quickly, get the proposal done quickly, and get it negotiated quickly. If there is government property involved, you also must be sure to file those schedules early in the process. Many people can be affected by a termination, and generally it's not in a positive way. You see, emotions and costs can run very high. The professional contract manager should be well prepared for such possibilities and have a plan in place to address the issues, resolve any lingering situations. Employees and subcontractors should be trained and aware of the process. Pre- and post-termination accounting should be well documented, and the contract file should fully support the ultimate termination settlement proposal. There are many variables and even subtle nuances with the termination. For more information about this topic and others related to government contracting, please visit our website at certifiedksolutions.com, specifically under the Published Articles tab. There's an article in there on terminations of the prime contract, terminations of the subcontract. And as always, you can always reach me through asktomreid.com. Thank you.